Welcome to the Open Book Podcast. I'm Crystal.
I'm Steph.
And I'm Brie. And together we're your hosts, bringing you all things books, deep dives, theory spirals, and never-ending TBRs.
Every week we're cracking open new reads, revisiting old favourites, and spiralling down rabbit holes of fan theories, character analysis, and chaotic book talk.
Whether you're here for the romance, the heartbreak, the plot twists, trope lists, or the unhinged debates about who we die for or rank higher,
there's always room for you in our book club.
So grab your coffee, your annotated copy, and get comfy.
Because this is the Open Book Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the Open Book Podcast. We are back with another Tommen Talk series. And I guess it's more bot and plug today because we've got Diana and Elaine on with us to have a chat about the latest snippets that dropped over the past, 48 hours. We were blessed, or I don't know if we could call it blessed. I feel like it was the first 50 snippets of actual snippets, and then I can't remember, but there was the Vibe playlist the next following day by Chloe. So we've seen a lot of discussion and discourse, and we were talking in the group chat, so we thought, hey, let's bring the chat out and have a chat about it on the pod. We won't go through all of them, but we'll probably go through some of the ones that we've seen like discussion around and just kind of give you our thoughts and our theories. Again, these are our opinions. You do not have to agree, but based on what we know, the timeline and things like that, and what we know of these characters, we will just kind of talk through these snippets and kind of tell you what we're feeling. But yeah, so let's get started. First one was the big one.
Yeah, I know, right? So we started off strong with the 2012 era, and I was like, wow, we're going far in the future now. Like, we're just jumping right into it, I guess.
Right in.
That's crazy.
I know. I feel like a lot of people had like the same thought initially surrounding this one. Like, we all kind of thought like, oh, this has to be college years, Katie Feely, like, or at least like some
they have to be at least 21, 22.
Yeah, and I think that was like initial thoughts, and then we, as like more stuff came out on TikTok and stuff, we did see that there was like an old snippet that said it could potentially be Johnny and Shannon after like a rugby game. I think like something like Johnny lost or something, and it was like Shannon basically coming out saying that like, you're mine, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter about the game, that whole thing. So that was actually really interesting to me because my initial thought wasn't Johnny and Shannon by any means. Yeah.
Pretty aggressive first snippet.
But once somebody said that, I was like, oh, I see it.
I see it too.
100%. Because
and I think you've like got to remember that like Johnny and Shannon like will be getting an older book. like they are what started it. They are what will end it.
When I posted on TikTok, like a lot of people were like, oh, we know it's not Johnny and Shannon because like he would never be like that rough with her, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, well, one, they're adults. Also, like Shannon was like not very confident until like she got with Johnny. So like I feel like as you see her progress throughout the book, she starts becoming a lot more confident too. And like she kind of is like, she knows exactly what she wants. She is like a sexual being. Like when he comes back from like the U20s, like they're at the beach day and like they like go do it on a rock. You know, like she's in her like little bikini. Like I'm like, I could totally see it. Like, and they're still young at that time. You know what I mean? So it's like these are gonna be like adults. Like they're gonna be comfortable with each other. It doesn't seem unnatural to me.
They're basically living together at all this time, anyways. So they're pretty comfortable at this point.
Exactly. Like they'll be in their like mid 20s. So because I feel like regardless, like Chloe can't catch a break. Like anything that she writes that is of any spicy sense, like in this timeline, which is why she is excited to move into college years, like you just can't win. Like, you know, and I think, and it's the same for us. Like if you were to post a spicy scene, you were going to get some sort of comment about it. At the end of the day, it's part of their romance. It's part of their story. It's part of life. But when she's in an older time frame, I think it'll be received better.
I agree.
I'll say, like, when I read the spicy scenes in this series, like, to be honest, I'm not reading it for the spice. Like, even when it's actually happening, I'm like,
no,
I'm more interested in the character dynamics that are at play here that brought them to this place, like to be engaging this way. Like I'm not reading it, like I'm not like enjoying the spiciness of it. I'm just like, oh, they're like being together romantically.
It's like the romance. Yeah, because they're slow burns. You're like, yes. Like,
it's like when like Chloe and Eva are like together, like for the first time. Like I wasn't thinking like, oh yes, we're finally gonna see them fuck. Like that wasn't my thought. I was like, wow, this is really meaningful. That Aoife is like, I want to make a good memory for you in this house, and this is how we're gonna do that together. Like that was my focus. I wasn't thinking about the other aspects of it.
I don't think anyone reads the Boys of Tommen series for spice, and if you do, I'd find another series.
I mean, it's not a smut. No. I mean, you don't go into it and be like, yes, the smut is 10 out of 10. Like,
right.
No. If that's what you're focusing on, you're not reading properly.
Yeah. If that's what your big takeaway is from those scenes, like, this series isn't for you. There's bigger things going on than just that.
100%.
And their yearning is outweighs all of their spice anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, like the banter and like even Johnny Shannon, like I think their love is so pure, so it's so interesting to be like so giddy and like blushing over like a hand touch or like just like something so minuscule. You're like, you get like these little butterflies. Like that's sometimes better than like, the spice too. Like it just like it's very nostalgic to like how you used to feel like in high school, like when like just the little thing could like bring you back. Like I think that's so interesting. A heavy sigh escaped his lips, but he wasn't leaving. The opposite. In fact, sinking down on the grass beside me, Hugh hooked his arms around his knees and stared straight ahead. I'm here. And the song's Elastic Heart, but it's like some techno remix.
I love when she uses the techno remixes.
I know.
I'm like, what?
They throw me every time.
She was just in a vibe when she was writing. She was like, yes, I've got thick skin and I'm elastic heart.
Also, it seems like such like a gentle scene
at that time.
I know, but it's like,
but she's like, but I got thick skin and elastic
heart. Where is it?
Disco ball pops down, like, and they're having a great time.
I just see like strobe lights.
They're like at a rave.
Yeah. Chloe loves a rave.
Yeah. I think majority of the early ones, they're basically just showing you that there's like, they're obviously different point of views. So they're kind of just showing you that there are more things lined up post our like 3 books of the Tommen timeline. So we've got Joey and Aoife, like Adele and John, like Johnny Shannon, like obviously Claire and Gibbsy. The Claire Gibbsy ones weren't new. They were older. Like they had just resurfaced and she changed the song. And then, some of like the Gibbsy Hugh ones as well. Like, I love that she was like, I'm still your brother, lad. Oh,
yeah.
Really?
I'll never be able to get over Gibbsy and Hugh. Sorry. No. To see how she does that in the future. Like where they go from like the end of Taming 7 onward.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see that dynamic.
I'm curious to how that's going to even play out. Because I feel like Gibsy's been always pretty good about separating the two. But like, this is such a huge thing. I don't know if he'll be able to like reconcile the fact that like Hugh is going to Lizzie and not to him. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel like, especially since we're going from Gibbsy to Gerard.
Yeah. I was just
like
thinking,
funny Gibbsy, I don't know is necessarily
want people paying that much attention to him, even though he probably needs like a lot of attention and care. Like I don't think that's ever been something he like, I don't know how to say this, like possessive of. Like he's not very like, I need you to pay attention to me right now. Like I feel like that's not really his character. And if he's like unraveling in his next book, like I feel like that's just gonna be like, he's just gonna be pushing, like putting up more and more walls to try and save himself because he doesn't have the mask anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know how much he's gonna really hold it against Hugh, especially if we know like he still loves Lizzie, like he still doesn't want anything bad to happen to her. So he's probably not gonna hold it against him. That much.
I don't think he will. I really don't.
No, I think it would be more him struggling with everything rather than like anyone else. It'll be more
as a
about
whole,
him.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So I mean, let's just talk about it. The Katie Feely snippet.
I know. Which one are we looking at?
Dude, come on. It's grand.
Grand.
Okay.
It's grand. I tried to coax pulling on my jocks in record time. It's normal, Katie. I don't care about that. Hey, hey, seriously, just put down the sheets. She didn't. Instead, she continued to stuff the contents of my bed into her school bag, all the while mumbling promises of returning them after being washed. My first question is, I don't know why people thought that was Hugh.
I did for like 5 seconds, and then I was like, no, actually, never mind.
I don't know. I cannot. I was like, no. But also, it took me also a minute to like realize like, why is she taking the sheets? Like, what are you doing? Yeah. And then it like, I'm like, oh, got it.
Well, I think the snippet's interesting because it shows that Katie was over Patrick's house, and we never really see people go to his house. Like, there's like maybe 1 or 2 scenes. Like, I know like Hugh goes for his birthday in R10 that one time, and then there's like things off page that are hinted, like Liz going to the farm over the summer, and like even Gibbs spending Christmas 2004 with Feely at his house. But like, I feel like we don't really go to Patrick's house that often in the series, so it's really interesting that like they were there, because it says like his bed sheets, so like they were in his room, and she has her school bag, so it's like an after school endeavor in my head. So I'm like really interested to see like when after school is this.
Do we think this is pre everything before we even know about Katie though? Like, is she like still considered like right? Like she's still music girl. Like she's not. Yeah.
I could totally
so like they met in September. So between September and obviously December 2003, they have a whole playlist of Katie and Feely 2003, and they're all spicy songs. We got Havana, Bedchem, like First F.
Isn't that the one with Wood too?
Yeah, like that's a whole playlist. And I find it really interesting because like there's playlist of like each month of Katie and Feely from September. So there's September 2003, then there's October, then there's November, and they're all very much a lot more than what you would think for someone who supposedly just started seeing somebody.
Yeah.
So it kind of just shows you that they were like, it was kind of like that love at first sight situation, infatuation, like, and they, you know, acted on that love.
There's that playlist that says like immediately obsessed with Feely when she got to Tommen anyways. Why are we not putting 2 and 2 together? People are like, no, it's never been about Feely. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, wait, which one?
The one
that I'm not a nun.
Yeah, I'm not a nun.
Oh, I'm not
like,
a nun.
That's Katie.
That is Katie, yes.
Okay, because for some reason in my head, I don't know why I thought that was Huey the first time that I saw that. Just because Patrick always calls him like a saint and stuff, like, and we had another one of him saying like, "I'm not a monk" or something like that.
There's a longer
I don't know why
version
in my head I thought that this was Huey for like a full day.
I just had that. Oh, I have it. I'm not a nun in training, Patrick Feely. It says, but unlike you, I have standards. And it says, whatever you say, cat. So we know it's her.
Yeah.
And then he says, I'm sorry. And says,
Did it say
you
cat?
effed my head with their nun. Yeah.
Not the
well,
most
in the
old
one. There.
Oh, there's
in an older snippet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an old snippet. Yeah.
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 Yeah, so the older one says her name, but this one, for whatever reason, just isn't. She just removed that little part.
It's just removed.
I just wonder when they have that conversation then. Because it has to be like right after they meet.
Within.
But unlike you, I have standards. Whatever you say. I'm sorry, you fucked my head there with the nun analogy.
Yeah, I'd say this is all part of their backstory.
I would say it's part of their backstory.
Like, that's their, like, banter and, you know, cute little moments in the music room after school, flirty, like, feely, like, actually trying to, like, you know, woo her.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he gets her, which I love. Like, I love Keely. Like, I just want the right people to be with the right person. So
literally, though,
like, Katie will be good for Feely.
Yeah.
Feely will learn to be good for Katie. I think like Feely is very complex.
Yeah.
And I think like them having, like, to me, I've always wondered is like, why did we make these decisions in 2004, create this like 2-year shielding relationship Like, what is it? Like, what is the big thing behind Katie and Feely that we had to do this? Like, fair enough, do it for a little bit, but for it to, like, go on for this long and, like...
It's a really long time.
Like, it's not just, like, a quick rebound. It's, like, you know, and you know, we know that there's, like, they're still struggling regardless.
Yeah,
like,
and it's not even, like, proving a point, because that would be way shorter. Like, it's something intentional. Like, there is... Like, Katie's doing it because she feels a specific way, and I think we kind of get that with later snippets too. So it's like, what was the catalyst? Because in my head, it's like, it can't just be like him and Casey that one time. Like, if they weren't even technically dating, like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you weren't even official, like, I don't know why. Go on.
It makes me think that, like, more things have to be happening after Hugh and Katie start, like, their relationship that keep them in the relationship. You know what I mean? Like, it can't just be like the one thing with Lizzie and the one thing with Feely that one time. It has to be like a repeated pattern of events, like, over the rest of 2004 and 2005. Otherwise, I feel like it all would have broken down so much faster. Like, if there wasn't anything else to add to, like, their list of crimes in a way. Like, I mean, like, there has to be something that keeps them there, because we know that Huey gets pulled back into Liz's orbit, like, multiple times.
Yeah.
Where they start, like, trending back towards each other. So there has to be something else that happens that keeps them apart.
Yeah, I agree.
But do you think Katie is, just based on the snippets that we got, do you think Katie is keeping him away from Liz out of, like, jealousy, or is it, like, to try to help him, though?
I think
I feel like a lot of her, right? I feel like a lot of it's sometimes manipulative in a way, but also I feel like, just based on the conversations that we had about, like, her and Feely or Hugh and Katie about Feely, like, it seems like more of, like, a friendship thing. And Elaine, you've mentioned that before, like, it's such, like, a friendship. Like, are you trying to protect this person away from this person, or are you actually jealous and want to keep them for yourself?
I think in
like,
some ways it's, like, a little bit of both, because it kind of makes me think of, like, when Claire would get jealous of Huey and Lizzie being together. Like, you are not happy. Like, it's easy to be jealous of other people who you see have a really strong connection with each other. Like, you and the person you actually want to be with are not able to find that ground yet, but you see your friend who's in basically the exact same position finding peace with that person and, like, starting to come back into, like, a state. Like, I feel like it's both trying to look out for them, because you know how bad it will hurt when that gets messed up again.
Yeah.
And at the same time being like, I think she's just a teenage girl who's insecure.
100%.
About her own relationship.
Yeah. I think that's common. Like, she's like, Katie just wants to be loved. I mean, the poor girl just wants to be loved. The guy that she did love, you know, fucked her best friend. Like, you know, like,
in front of her, in front of everybody. That's crazy.
In front of everybody. Like, I think she's like, and she lost her V card to him. So yeah, that's gonna hurt. I think but it shows a lot more to her character than just being this girl that supposedly is being walked over by everybody. Like, having her have some sort of, I guess, I want to say a bit of personality. Like, she's actually saying, Hugh, like, don't do that. Like, because they are technically, from what meets the eye, in a relationship. So, like, you're gonna have some sort of response to Liz being her little viper self. Like, but at the same time,
like, after 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. Like, at the same time, like, yes, she's protective of Hugh. I think everyone cares for each other, just in different ways. But like, she also is, like, insecure and has, like, self-esteem issues as well. And all she wants is the love that Hugh and Liz have. Like, she's looking, like, she literally looks at Claire and Gibbsy at the 90s party and says, nah, they're not doing it. And Eva's like, no, look at them. They're, like, full on in love. How are they not doing it? And Katie's, like, looking at them like, you know, like, that she wants that, even if they weren't together. And she doesn't, maybe she had something like that with Feely, even if they weren't necessarily actually, I want to say, exclusive or together.
I also think Katie is just, and we see it in snippets, like, she's scared. She literally says in that one snippet, like, I can love him too much. Like, I could turn into you, Hugh. Like, she's petrified of, like, being, like, so in love with the person and, like getting heartbroken. So, like, on top of it, yes, she wants that love, yes, she's also protective of Hugh because I think they do have a friendship, but I think she's also just overall scared. Like, I think she's just like, I think it's a lot of things. I don't think everything just has to be like one thing. Like, I don't think she's like purposefully manipulative about like keeping Hugh to herself. I think she's subconsciously maybe a little manipulative because of her insecurities, but anyone would be like that. I mean, that's a normal teenage girl thing. I'm gonna be honest. Like, we do that stuff. But I also think that she does care for Hugh. I think she does have some type of caring aspect for Hugh, and I think she saw him break down in that one snippet, and she doesn't want him to feel that way anymore because, like I said, she thinks of him as a friend, and she might even misinterpret her feelings for him as a romantic love, but we know it's probably not that. I think she's confused, but I think she realizes like she's just overall just a little bit scared, a little bit insecure, and she's kind of in this relationship she's not really sure she even wants to be in, but she like doesn't really, she knows she has feelings, she just doesn't know what the next step is.
What kind?
It's confusing.
And like, considering how long they're in this relationship, like how long they need to be in this relationship, it seems like I could see her just being like fed the fuck up with Huey.
Honestly.
Go back to Lizzie, even though I'm assuming she is going to hurt him at multiple points throughout the rest of this timeline. She's probably like, are you serious, dude? How many times do we have to have this conversation before you realize this girl is not good for you? You know, like, and we know that Liz is good for Huey in her own way, in her when she's, you know, able to be there for him fully. Like, they do have a good thing going when they're good, you know, but like Katie doesn't know that. All she sees are the moments where like Huey is left hurt and brokenhearted once again by Lizzie. So she's probably just like, dude, stand up. Why do we keep having to have this conversation?
I got a comment, I think it was today, like asking if I think Katie knew about like the whole thing that happened with Liz and Hugh, and I don't. Like, I think Katie knows bits and pieces, but I don't think she actually knows why they fully broke up. I think Hugh's going to protect that secret. It's very intentional that he literally like begs like Gibbs and Patrick like never to talk about this ever again. I don't think Katie knows. I think Katie just knows that he is hurt, and we don't know and she doesn't know the context of it. So like she's just like going based off of his emotion. Like, she doesn't know anything behind it. She just knows that she causes him pain.
And she sees Lizzie have her like on and off again thing with Pierce. So she probably thinks like Lizzie just doesn't know how to be in a good relationship with anybody. Like, I think she doesn't have the context of what they looked like when they were younger. And they were never together at school because of Claire either. So like nobody has really seen Hugh and Liz's relationship like just between them. Like, other than like Feely and Gibbs maybe, but like even they know the bad parts too. So like she just doesn't really have any concept of what Hugh and Liz look like when they're together and happy.
That's why it makes me kind of look back on all of the snippets of like her being quote unquote jealous. What even like the quote of like, if you leave her with her, you're not coming back or we're done. Like I always, it makes me think back like she's done trying to like help him. You know what I mean? Like it just makes my initial reaction always to this clip is I was like, oh, she's just crazy jealous. But then you get the newer snippets and I'm like, maybe she's just like literally just out of concerns. You know what I mean? Like it's just literally like, I can't help you anymore.
Like, you're not listening to my advice.
Like go back to somebody and you're just like, I don't like that guy. I don't like that guy. I think he's bad for you. And they just keep going back. And I know that because I've been that friend. So like people get sick of it after a while. They're like, know, you should know better, and yet you don't. Like, I can't keep giving you the same advice over and over again.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you advice if you're just going to like disregard everything I say every single time.
Which I think is hilarious because we know that she's going to go back to Feely too. So like, I mean, they're both hypocrites.
No, really, they are. They're both hypocrites.
Like, they're
both just need to go back to their person. Go back to where you need to be.
Nobody is wiser in this shielding relationship. They're mutually just making these silly mistakes. Like, I think there'll be, like, phases of Hugh and Katie. Obviously, we've already seen the initial phase of them, like, picking each other up and trying to figure out how it's going to work. I think that phase will very much change when Liz is back at school, because Katie hasn't been around Liz or seen Liz. and she obviously doesn't know everything about Liz as well. And that also shows that like Hugh is still in love with Liz and protecting Liz. If he hasn't told Katie, his girlfriend, the reason why like his ex like they broke up, like he is still protecting her literally to the grave and still defending her. Like she literally says, you're so consumed with her, Hugh, like the school could be burning and you'll just like go after find Lizzie. Like like it's not uncommon knowledge. Like Katie knows how much he still loves Liz and he knows about Feely. Like it's mutual. I don't think it's one over the other. Like we know that Katie like is trying like to, I guess, get over Patrick, but she can't. Like same with you. Like they're trying
the same way. They have a pull to each other. It's not,
and that's their connection, that they are both hurt and they just are trying their best to like be hurt people together. Like, but it doesn't mean that they're romantic and in love with each other.
No. And Hugh and Katie are kind of in the same boat. Like, I mean, Hugh saw Liz with a person that wasn't him, and she's the love of his life. And Katie saw Patrick with a person that wasn't her, and he's the love of her life. So, like, they're both in the same predicament. They probably can relate to each other a little bit on that. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised of a comforting relationship between that, because they literally just went through the same thing in a way. You know what I mean?
It'll be interesting to see how long they commit to like trying to be romantic, though. Like, I want to know how long that period of time lasts, where they're actually trying to fake it till they make it.
I agree.
Before they get.
I don't actually think it's going to last very long.
I don't think it is too.
I don't know. Like, I'm curious.
I feel like everything just feels forced. So it's just like so.
But I wonder how long it'll take them to admit that it's forced. I think they'll know it's forced the whole time.
Oh, for sure.
I wonder how long it will take for them to admit it to each other.
I think it's going to be like 2004. I think 2004, we have from April to the end of the year. I think that's probably when they're going to try to be the most romantic they can be. So we might get some kisses and hooking up and whatnot in the sense of like making out. I really don't think it's going to be anything like that intense. Maybe we'll try to like progress things, but I think it will be stopped. Like, I don't see things escalating because I think they're both going to realize like they both don't want it. I don't think they both want it. Like, I think they might think they want it, but I don't think they actually do. And if they get to a spot where like they may take it to the next step, I think it's going to be smashed and burned. Like, I just don't think they'll get there because I think they both know that it's not right.
I think Hugh is so reserved too in that sense of like that realm that like I feel like after a couple times just gonna be like, I can't. We're not doing this. Like, it just does not feel good.
Like, we have the bra snippet where he's like, whoa, Katie, stop. Like, I can't give you anything. Like, we've got to slow down. And he obviously was like, he said like his like inhibitions like kind of clicked through and his head snapped. So he's obviously like drinking or under influence of some sort.
Yeah.
So it's obviously at a party or something like that or whatever. And like, it's pretty clear. He's like, wait, no, I can't. Like, no, this isn't where we're at.
Sorry.
Like, they're making out in that snippet, like the bra snippet. They are making out. They are trying to go, like, they are doing things, I guess you could say. Like, they are intimate, but like the second like a shirt's coming off, like it's stopping. It's like I said, it's crashing.
It's like absolutely not.
Like, they're like, no, no.
And like, if Katie is as like shy and insecure as she seems to be, and Hugh is also reserved and is like not going to push her, like they're just gonna be like at a stalemate for a while.
Yeah.
Like, she's not gonna push and he's not gonna push, so they're just gonna sit.
Yep.
And that's good.
Which I find interesting because like if she did lose her V card in 2003, like she wouldn't be as shy with Hugh, like, because she has some experience, right? It wouldn't be like Shannon, like just kind of waiting for Johnny to make the move.
I was just thinking, like, if she seems shy even with Patrick, though, and like if she's that shy with Patrick, like even though they're together, she probably would have a hard time building that same level of comfort with somebody new, especially somebody who she actually feel that strong of a connection with. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think
see her kind of slipping back into her shell, like, I'm not gonna.
And in that one snippet that we were talking about, like the bra snippet, like honestly, it does seem like they're like under the influence. At least Hugh is. So like maybe she is too. Like maybe that gives some liquid courage too. Like breaks her out of her shell a little bit, where she's comfortable enough to like take off her top. I don't know the dynamic. I don't know what happens. So like it's hard to say. But like if he's like under the influence and she's under the influence, I could see like reserves being a little bit like broken, like for them to get a little bit further in, because liquid courage.
Kind of like the fuck it, let's try.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, you said like how long, well, you wonder how long it would take them to like realize like, oh, this is not working. But there's that snippet of I don't remember the last time Katie tried to kiss me.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know if like that's his like, oh shit, like we really haven't even like been together in X amount of time. So I'm just curious to be like, I wonder if they both mutually are like, this is not it.
It's funny, we know like the general arc of their relationship, but we have no idea what the actual like time when is, like the events are going to be.
And that's the best thing about the snippets though, because you just kind of like,
it's like puzzle pieces,
place things together and hope in hopes they get back together. And you can fit them together in certain places.
I just think in general, like 2004 Hugh and Katie will be very different to 2005 Hugh and Katie. And like it will kind of just show you like, and we know the 2005 timeline, that's what we've been reading for the past like 6 books, like whereas 2004 is kind of like your wild card. It just depends like how much she gives us in 2004 as well, because obviously like it could be really quick. Like I think like Chloe knows like we don't want to read like, and I think that's what a lot of the discourse is like, people don't, they're like, why are we reading this if this isn't what the like story is about, or if this isn't like, obviously this whole drama is like the subplot, it's not the actual plot of the story. But like, why are we spending so much time, someone said to me like, why are we spending so much time on Katie and Hugh when they're like not supposed to be together anyways, and they're not invested in each other, like it's removing the focus of Hugh and Liz. I was like, you've got to remember, like we're only going to read Hugh and Liz. We're not reading Katie's POV in this. Like she's not going to have, she's going to have whatever we see from Hugh. It's still going to be back and forth Hugh and Liz. It's still Hugh and Liz's story, and Hugh and Liz will still be around each other majority of the time. Like, I don't think it'll be like
all the angst we get between Hugh and Katie, all of it revolves around Lizzie. It's all still about Hugh and Lizzie, even when it's Hugh and Katie. Like all of their tension, just like with Paul and Aoife, all of their fights were always about Joey. Not all
Joey.
But like they always
majority
came to Joey at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And it's going to be the same thing. Like, and I don't think Hugh is ever going to have Lizzie off of his mind. He's never going to actually stop thinking about her. The story is always going to be Huey and Lizzie's. It's just that Katie and Feely have a role to play. They just do. I don't think it's the end all be all, but it's going to be there.
And I feel like it's like you said, Crystal, it's a subplot. That's why we have so many snippets on it, because it's not the main part of the story. The part of the story that we need to actually get past is like the healing stuff, the trauma stuff, the mental health stuff. Like that's the true plot of the story, and we have very little on that stuff. And I think that's intentional, because if she gave us all of it, then we would know the plot of the story. But right now, all she could give us is like the love triangle square situation, because that's the only thing she can really give. Because if she started giving us a bunch of Mark posts or a bunch of Scary Lady posts, then like we would all figure it out. And she doesn't want us to figure it out. She wants us to have that shock factor. So like, she's not going to give us that stuff. That's why there's like 3 Scary Lady playlists out of every, like we have thousands on a database that me and Crystal created with Stephanie. And like, there's 3 Scary Lady, like literally 3. And they're so minuscule that like you have nothing. She's probably going to play a big role, but what is that role? We have no idea. And she doesn't want you to guess.
And it's easy to give.
That's why she gives us so little of it.
Yeah. It's like easy to give the love square stuff, because like we already know how that's going to end, right? We already know who's going to end up with who. There's no like question about it. Like there's a question of how it's going to resolve, but we don't have any question about like where people are going to be at the end. Whereas like you were saying, like with the Scary Lady and like the Mark stuff, like we don't know how that's going to end. We don't know what's going to happen with that. So like people are like, we have so many snippets. I've already read the book. I don't think you've read even half of the book.
No.
Half of them are the same scene. Like she will post a snippet, and like 2 weeks later she posted just the little bit more of the beginning of that snippet. You have to like link them together. I'll like see a snippet and be like, I have seen those words before somewhere, and then I have to like search my phone and be like, where have I seen these words? And then I'll be able to like link snippets together. She's giving you like this much of a scene on like one page. of a book. Like her books are like thousands of pages long. Like she's giving you this much. Like we don't know the story. We don't know it.
Yeah, that's it. I think like so you've got like the snippets of like the science trip, where Katie's like wanting to go on the science trip or whatnot, and like having a discussion about Liz again. Like all like if you just look at the playlist and you go, okay, all the Katie Feely playlists have some sort of romance or spice to them. All the Katie Hugh have no romance and no spice to them. All of Hugh and Liz are obviously majority romance. I would say minimal spice at this stage. Like that's very like, I guess on the down low, they're more like vibe playlists. It's pretty clear like how it's going to end. Like, like it's that dynamic is really clearly outlined, but people forget that that all these other snippets exist when a new snippet comes out, that we're not like looking at the context behind a snippet. So like there's a reason Chloe's very specific in the snippet she's giving you. Like she wants you to link things. She wants you to link things that are the same song. Like she wants you to link things that have meaning. And she also like potentially might see what's happening in the fandom and be like, here we go. Hopefully that answers your question.
And it's funny because in the Katie Huey recent snippets, he literally says, I can't keep having this conversation, or I can't have it. He says something about like, we've had this conversation already. Like, I can't keep doing this. Which is funny because
like at least I want to say 8 scenes of Hugh and Katie just fighting about Liz. That's a minimal 8 fights.
It has to show you that they've been talking about this on a constant for him to be like, I'm not doing this again. Like
my favorite part, the thing I love about that is because like from every other perspective, it seems like Hugh and Katie are so good. Like it just seems like they're like this great couple, and then like closed door, they're like fighting all the time. And I'm like, this is
Johnny
so
thinks they're like amazing.
Claire thinks they're amazing.
That's where he comes up with the assumption like he's been in love with this girl for a long time.
Claire literally says like, I want what they have one day, not with my brother, but like with somebody. And it's like her looking at Hugh and Katie. I think it's just so funny because it's like on the outside, they look amazing. And that's why I always say perspective matters, because like they're not, they're fighting constantly behind closed doors.
And I think
it's such like a persona.
Is that like, he's going to have like a lot of conversations with people behind closed doors, which is why we don't see them in the other books like happening. Like, I don't like, he's so good at keeping everybody's secrets. I know people like think that he's told like Johnny about Katie being insecure, but I mean, I feel like we don't know. Johnny says a lot of things that end up not having any real basis in fact. So like, he could have like, Hugh may have said like one thing one time and Johnny made up an assumption in his head, or like, you know, we just don't know. But I feel like, but that implies, right, that Johnny has had a conversation with Huey in private, you know, so I feel like
and he just assumed.
I feel like Hugh is going to have a lot of conversations behind closed doors. Like people are like, oh, he's a different person. Like it's like they're like losing the character, and I'm like, I just don't think we've seen it.
Well, me and Crystal
I think that Johnny's is the most questionable perspective. In general.
Yeah, he's unreliable.
Until he gets with like Shan. Until he gets with Shannon, he has like blinders on everything. Yes.
Well, me and Crystal have like the theory that because Hugh is the person driving Shannon around to Johnny's house most of the time, so we think Shannon and Shannon and Hugh are actually going to have a lot of talking conversations too when they're together solo in the car, because he's constantly driving her throughout the timeline of like 2005 to Johnny's house, and like you don't get any of that.
You just can't trust anyone's perspective, like unless you're in their head. So like even saying that, like you can't like. When we look at Katie and Feely in the next book, you can't really trust what we're seeing for them either, because like at the end of the day, someone's going to look worse than the other. That's just what happens in these books. There's always someone who looks worse than the other because we don't have their POV. Okay. Like, so like because of the complexities behind this whole dynamic, you're only going to see like from Katie, you're only going to see what Hugh sees. And from Feely, you might only see what Liz sees from Feely or Hugh sees from Feely. Like, Hugh is only going to learn from Feely about Katie, whatever Katie says about whatever happened between them. Like, they're obviously not having conversations about Katie. Like, you can't trust anyone's perspective unless you're actually in their perspective. Like, it's just That's just how it
exactly.
is.
And it's like that on purpose. Like, I think people forget.
That's the whole point of these books.
Exactly. It's literally from their point of view.
Changing everything all the time, and I'm like, no, it's written that way on purpose.
Changing everything or assuming things based on other characters' perspectives.
Yes.
Like, you're actually setting yourself up for failure, because if you're assuming that Johnny knows things, you're assuming that Aoife knows things, you're assuming that Joey knows things, like, you're setting yourself up for this, like, I guess, narrative that is created by people who aren't the people, like, that the story is about.
I will say, if anyone knows things, it's Joey. He's the only one that clocks everyone every time.
I think Joey can clock things. It's just whether it's the right time for him to. He's clocking things,
100%,
but it's the timeline.
It's,
because
100%.
You've also got to remember that Joey wasn't sober in majority of those scenes. No. He's clocking stuff until he gets to Tommen. So he's like, you've also got to remember, like, some people are not in the right state of mind to be clocking anything.
Oh no.
However,
it's just funny to like to hear
is probably
him,
the one that knows majority of everything.
Oh, yes.
So Gibbsy knows all, and it was very clear he knows all with that snippet.
Oh yeah.
Like from the get-go, he knows that he's pining after one girl. He has seen what's happened in Dublin. He has seen everything in 2004, and he knows exactly why Liz and him broke up. So I think if anyone knows anything, it's Gibbsy, but he will never say anything.
He won't even say it in his own head.
Yeah.
That snippet, I was just like screaming at it. It was so hilarious to me.
What does he say? Like,
because like because you can just so imagine it, like just how it played out, and him just like totally zoned out. It's so good.
I find Gibbsy's perspective so interesting because throughout Taming 7, like, people say there's so much Hugh Liz, there's a good amount in there, but also like you would think that at some point Gibbsy would have said something in his head, in his inner monologue, to give you some hint that he knew more about what was going on with them than he did. But I didn't feel that way when I read Taming 7. I feel like we didn't really get the idea that Gibbsy knew what was going on. But now that we know that he knows what's going on, I'm like, oh, I see it.
Yeah.
But you have to be looking for it.
You have to be looking for it, yeah.
And Gibbsy's so good at hiding it.
I think Gibbsy's POV is really interesting because he is so good at keeping secrets. He is able to keep secrets from the reader. And that is so interesting to me. Like, he is good at keeping everyone's secret, even from us. And I think that's so cool because not every, like, the other POVs can't really do that. Like, in a way they do, but his is like so specific because he only thinks of like going forward. He does not think of anything else. Like, and his POV is very intentional. And yes, a lot of Taming 7 was cut. I mean, there was a whole scene that was cut by 60,000 words that I know about. So like, there's a lot of the story that was cut out. And I'm grateful like Chloe has like found her voice now, because in like the publishing sense, because I think Healing 7 is going to be incredible. But I also still think Taming 7 was very intentional, even though it was cut short. I think that she does it in a way that like is supposed to make you a little frustrated with his story, because it's like you just get like this bare bones and you didn't really get much. And like you're still like, I was in his head and I still know nothing. And I think that's so intentional. Like I think it's so intentional.
Yeah. Like there are very brief moments when all of the trauma like kind of seeps through, but then it quickly gets back up. Like it's like a page at a time maybe. And even that is like interspersed with like Gibbsy trying to pull himself back out at the same time. Like I feel like I haven't reread Taming 7 in probably like a few months at this point, but it feels so psychological in a way.
Yeah. No, it does.
That's why people are so excited to get to his book.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they're like, he's so funny. He's hilarious. Like, why? And then because he's good at hiding everything. And then you get to his book and you're like, what the hell did I just read? And that's why I think it's like, not hilarious, but I just think it's so clever the way she played him. Like, played him out just to be this like jokester, funny person that like life of the party at all times.
Yeah.
And in a sense, he's obviously quite the opposite.
Plot twist. He's not.
Right.
I feel like you've got to remember there's plot twists in all these stories. It's
Literally.
like you forget that. Like there's got to be a plot twist. There's got to be like some sort of tension, some sort of situation. Yes, majority of it is trauma induced, which is terrible. But even in the teen drama, there's going to be breakups, there's going to be fights, there's going to be confrontation. Like, I feel like yesterday a lot of people forgot that even if, like, I think we were clearly showed the dynamic between Katie and Hugh and that friendship, care, and like love and trust they have for each other, not in a romantic sense. But then we also forgot about the whole confrontation playlists that are out there, the other snippets about there actually being a situation. Like, it's not all like rainbows and butterflies. Like, it's there's actually, like, it will get to a point where someone will do something and people will give in to what they, you know, they will end up listening to their heart, and that will cause confrontation. Like, they're teenagers. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, I mean, is what it is. It's not going to be like that. Like, it's still going to be dramatic. It's still going to have some sort of scene for us to be like, oh, because if it was just like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, what was the point of reading that for like so long? Like, why did we get here after like the 2 years or whatever? Like,
I think it's just that's what makes the snippets fun. You can like make your brain go in 10 different ways and just kind of like hope that this is what's about to happen. But
they're fun because they like,
sure it's not going.
They're fun too because they like allow you to critically think. They're like, okay, like let me think of every possible scenario that could happen with this, and then it's like we get the book. It's like, how did I not come up with that one though? Like, I just had 10 other scenarios in my head, but she just like gave me the 11th, and I'm like, that wasn't even in my thoughts. So it's like, it's so cool if she does it. Like, she can give you the words, and you can still like not get it right, and it's so cool to me because I like being wrong. Like, I like when someone can like shock me, because I'm like an overthinker by heart. So like, I think of literally everything that could happen in a snippet. Like, I will like get my initial thoughts, and then I'll get the day after thoughts, and then in like 2 weeks from now I'll be like, I have even more thoughts on that exact same thing that was not even related to all my other thoughts. So it's really interesting when she like can provide you with like this little bit, and then it's like, JK, you didn't know anything.
Yeah, I think the whole book will be like, JK, gotcha.
That didn't happen.
You thought you knew.
But like, you're all
We're gonna
wrong.
be screaming at that book, dude. Out of control, just screaming into the book. That's how I imagine just reading that.
Yeah. I feel like I'm just gonna scream.
Yes.
So we got some John and Adele snippets. I thought those were really interesting. I know she really wants to write about John and Adele, and we got those 2 snippets in regards to like having children. And I think that's really cool to see like her put that out there, because like I want that book. I think that will be such a good book. It really is. So I'm always excited when I see like a John and Adele snippet, because like, I don't know, there's just something about them, characters.
We know that Adele has such like a history, and I'm curious to see all of that, how that played out and to get to where she is. Because she says that she relates to Joey and all of them so much that like,
so she had to come
to see what her home life was.
Yeah,
exactly. So it'd be such a great book to like read about and just to see exactly how she got from like A to B.
Yeah, and we know she like moves in with John when she's really young. Like, I'm pretty sure it was before she was 18 or when she was 18. So like, she has been living with like John and his family for like such a long time, which is like such an interesting dynamic, especially when you're like a teenager. Like, I'm really interested to see like, why did she have to like leave her home life to go and like live with his family? Like, how did we get there? How do they know each other? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's really interesting. And like, I know like infertility is going to be big on her story too, which obviously super important. How we got from like where she was to that point of like them being together. I think that's going to be really, really interesting to read about.
Fascinating to see their story, because we know we have their happy ending. Like, we can see that. Like, we know that, you know, they get married, they do have a son, they raise a family, you know, like having a full house, just like they always like said they wanted. And I think that's interesting. Like, it'll be different, because with these couples right now, I mean, we think we all kind of like knew they were going to get a happy ending, but we don't actually know.
Yeah.
Like, you don't actually know for sure that they're
she kind of like leaves them open, so like we never actually get that happy ending as such, like that kind of epilogue. Like, she just leaves them open because that's life. Like, Whereas I think, with John and Adele, because you've seen where they are, you're kind of like, oh my God, look at their backstory. Like, it's going to be so good. Like,
exactly.
So the Patrick one where like Hugh is like in the car and he's like, can you turn it down? I have a headache.
Oh my God.
Like, Patrick's
so
like,
good.
I'm going to turn it up. And the song is
So
Not Too
good.
Bad, which is hilarious. And Katie and obviously Liz are in the backseat. And Katie's like flushed. Like, I am excited for those moments because like it's giving, like, I feel like with Katie and Feely, in comparison to Hugh and Liz were kind of like a bit of a mystery, like in all the other books, whereas Katie and Feely aren't a mystery, if that makes sense. So you're going to be like clocking things with Katie and Feely, like their crumbs throughout Hugh and Liz's story. More so, like you'll be like, how funny is Feely here? Like you already can feel the yearn.
I want to know like who comes up with like this car situation because I have like quirks with all the car rides. I swear. Like, what do you mean Hugh, Feely, and Katie and Liz are all in the same car in that scene?
How did they end up in the car together?
Well, even like Johnny's camping trip. So Johnny's camping trip, it's really interesting because the car ride there, Hugh, Gibbs, Claire, Katie, and Liz are all in the same car. So Liz, Gibbs, and Claire are in the back seat. I'm like, who put these people together? I'm like, why would you do this?
Yes.
I'm like, this is just a recipe for disaster. We have Hugh and Katie in the front seat, Liz, Claire, and Gibbs in the back seat. And I'm like no one thought this through, putting Gibbs and Lizzie in the back seat together. Like, and you wonder why they're fighting.
I'm like low-key, like, how funny would it be if it was like after beach camping?
I was
after the whole ED comments and whatever.
Yes.
Well, because
like, I'm not going home with Paris. He can F it.
No. Well, Chloe's doing it for the plot at this point.
There. Just leave Pierce.
Yes.
We don't need him to.
Just leave him. Just
he can walk.
Bury him in the sand.
Well, it's also funny because like beach camping.
That's like doing a favor for him.
All the other beach camping playlists are like switching tents and stuff, so that'd be actually kind of funny. Plus, like Hugh,
I think it'd be so funny. Like they swapped tents last night. Now they're in the back seat, sitting next to each other.
This is also directly after the Marmite scene.
Exactly.
Like, yes. Why? Like why?
Like that's what I'm saying.
Good idea.
Like, because Hugh has a headache, and I'm like, well, he was definitely very drunk that night. He was slurring his words. Like, boy's got a headache.
Isn't there another snippet a while ago though where
like are you gonna
plays a song?
Yeah.
Are you gonna be my girl?
Yes. Yeah, it's Feely getting into Hugh's car with Katie moving into the back and he puts on Are You Gonna Be My Girl?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
so it's not the first time he's like fucking with him. Yes.
Like I want all those moments. Like
that's why I feel like him and Liz will be like a good pairing because they're both petty. Like, they're both equally petty.
They are just ruffling.
They're just like, I'm just gonna fuck with you.
There's like a whole playlist of like them ruffling feathers between Hugh and Katie.
They love
well, I think
love it.
They love it. They're just always over there.
Yeah, so good.
I always thought that Patrick and Liz were very similar, and then when Chloe put the Joey and Patrick like parallel playlist out the other day, because I also thought Patrick and Joey were very similar. I was like, oh my gosh, this is making sense in my brain now, because like I think people think like Liz is this like very loud, outspoken person, but she's not. Like she actually is kind of the demeanor of Patrick, if you think about it, like very quiet and reserved. Mm-hmm. She just lashes out like Joey does more so. But like I think it's gonna be really interesting to see Liz and Feely together, because like I think they're very similar, and they also I personally think Patrick's brains can be very messy. So like, and we know Liz's brain's very messy. So I wonder if they have that like ability to connect on that messiness too. So like I'm so interested to see them together, because they are gonna ruffle feathers like crazy. Like I just
their power together.
Literally.
How messy can we be today? How messy.
I find it we didn't really see any Liz Feely moments in Releasing 10. Like one-on-one. Like we see them in group settings and stuff. No. Like, we see like Feely's we see Feely's comments about Liz, so like we kind of get some idea, but then like Lizzie in Releasing 10 doesn't even talk about this, like the actual moment when Feely asks her to be his girlfriend. Like it's not even mentioned in the book. Like it's just like when Hugh has a conversation.
It's when Hugh asks, because she didn't think much of it. She's like, it wasn't important.
I feel like I find it so interesting because typically, like, I don't know, I feel like includes a lot of foreshadowing for things that happen later. So, like, I would have thought that there would have been something about Feely and Liz's like friendship in Releasing 10 that would give us some clue about what it would look like in like 2005.
Yeah.
But we don't have that.
Like,
so now I'm
it's
like
nothing.
Why didn't we see it? What's happening here? I bet she's just trying to like leave us all confused.
I think she is.
Yeah. I think that's just her whole MO. It's like,
well, after 2 days, I've never been more confused.
She was like, let's confuse
every
them again.
playlist. I'm like, what? Like,
yeah. I always feel like there's always that like initial response to playlists where you're like, what? And then you're like, oh, wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
Other times where like you think you know what's going on with a playlist and then she takes you somewhere else, like that Backseat Bangers playlist. I've never been more confused in my entire goddamn life. Like the first like 10 songs, I was like,
I listen to that daily.
Whatever, and then it was like country, and then it was like techno, and then it was like really sad, and then it was like angry, and I was like, what is this play? What's going on in the back seat? Everything in the world.
So many things. So many things can go on in a back seat alone.
That's why Katie and Liz are in the backseat together.
These kids in their cars, I swear.
I want to see a Lizzie Katie one-on-one conversation.
So badly.
I just think it would be so fascinating and it would be so telling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would end well.
I have no comments on that.
But like, I really
I mean, there is one already where she's basically saying like, Gibbsy was right about you, calling you a viper, blah, blah, blah. You're so poisonous.
Yes.
Which basically shows that she doesn't understand why she's called a viper. And she doesn't know. And she's been talking to Gibbsy.
She doesn't have a backstory about anything.
Yeah.
I feel like low-key, like, people say that, like, Gibbsy is, like, their biggest shipper, like Hugh Liz. I don't think he is. I don't think he hates them. But I think he does try and keep Hugh away from Lizzie.
I think so, too.
To protect him. I think he secretly, in his mind, wants everybody to get along. Because he loves Lizzie. So, like, he wishes that they were okay, but I feel like he and Katie both stir the pot together when it comes to to try and keep them apart.
Well, Hugh begged his friends, like, don't let me go back to her. So they're just going to follow through on that promise. Like, they're going to try their best to, like, keep them apart.
Exactly. He's like, I'm just doing my duty as your friend. You asked me to do this.
Like, this is what you told me to do. I'm going to do it. It's like Hugh and Eva.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the day after Halloween.
I love that. Like, I need a moment between Hugh and Eva so bad because I think they have a lot of parallels too.
I think so funny.
I'm just like picturing Hugh watching Eva like going ham on like this like thing she's dissecting. Like, it's so funny to me. Like, I can't wait for it.
He said the girl had no gag reflex, and she was ferocious.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I love it.
That's hilarious.
I like low-key think as well, like Aoife would have seen stuff from the party. So she would have seen Casey obviously there. She would have heard whatever Casey had to say about the party. There's also that snippet of like Feely and Liz supposedly kissing at the party. So I'm kind of like, what does she know as well? Like, what has she clocked at the party? She probably saw Feely and Katie together on the couch. Like, I think like, and she's heard whatever Joey's been clocking for a while. So like,
I also wonder if Joey is actually going to tell her. Not like he would keep it from her, but like I feel like he maybe just wouldn't bring it up on his own. Because I feel like Joey is good about trying to give everybody their own privacy.
I agree with that.
We get that snippet of him trying to explain to Claire like why what she did at the winter ball messed up Gibbsy so bad.
Yeah,
he's like he was dealing. He wasn't. I mean, you know, he wasn't okay, but he was dealing. You know, he was getting through the day, and you took that away from him. So I feel like he's really big on giving everybody their privacy with their own trauma, and like, not that he would give Aoife like Lizzie's trauma, but like, you know what I mean? I feel like he's big on like, I want my own privacy. I'm not gonna start gossiping about other people. But I feel like if Lizzie is spending a lot of time with Joey, he'll have to like give her something.
Yeah.
I think he's a very behind the scenes guy. I don't think he makes it very obvious that he's helping the person or that he's like, well, this is their business and I did this X, Y, and Z to do all these things for them. I think he's very much like, I'm going to help you from afar, do as much as I can, because he's very much not my monkeys, not my circus.
Yeah.
But
I'll help you when you need it.
We all know that.
But then he's like to Aoife, they're all fucking idiots.
Yeah.
And he's right.
You went in.
It was just like confusing to me because then there's the other snippet where Katie like wanted to like get into science or something to like go on
like
the field trip
group or
with
something.
you. But I'm like, what field trips are we going on?
That I don't hate science.
Yeah, and I'm like, what field trips are we going on in science class? Yeah, it's I don't hate science. She argued, folding her arms across her chest. Yeah. It's just not my favorite subject, but I don't hate it, Huey. All right, fair enough, whatever. And she was like, basically, it just says, I meant so I could keep you company on field trips. Why? How many field trips is this science class going on?
It sounds like it could.
Where are you going?
Something. You know what I mean? Like an after school group maybe or something like that, because like Katie and Liz are both a year below Huey.
That's what I'm so confused
That's what I was thinking.
Anyway, so I feel like this has to be.
But isn't it
group?
Aren't Liz and Hugh in like the higher classes anyways? Is Katie?
And it's like weird because I'm just like looking at the class schedules and like there's no science on.
There's no science. I looked.
Right? Like there's no bio. Like whereas there's biology obviously for Hugh.
Is there bio for Aoife?
Which is interesting because biology is in the afternoon. So I'm just thinking like that Monday, like biology is in the afternoon, right? On Monday, the 2nd of November.
Yeah.
Whereas he goes home at lunch. Interesting.
I also find it like, how did Aoife end up in honors bio?
That's what I was wondering too. Like that
no
doesn't make
shade
sense
to her, but like academics is not her thing. It never has been.
No.
A big part of her story. And like in the files that Chloe posted, like she's like doing okay, like she's passing, but she's not like a stellar student. So I'm just like, how did she end up with Huey?
She doesn't.
As, like,
it's not on her class list. There's no biology on her class list.
No, there's no biology on her class list. I just looked too.
Oh, Chloe, pothole.
Help us!
Like, tell me what is happening.
Up in arms. Up in arms about it now.
Like, we know Aoife joins. We know she joins Tommen after Halloween, so that makes sense why she would be new to his class.
Maybe it's the only one that had space.
Yeah. Well, it says, I think it mentions like she's like failing everything. It says she was failing in every, and it cuts off.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I have to go. But this was fun.
Thanks for coming on, Diana.
Thanks, guys. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.
We'll catch up with you later. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it does happen though. Like, I feel like when I was in school, I was like put randomly into like some honors freaking dance class, and I was like, I don't even fucking dance, but I mean, I could.
You like see me twirling in the background? I'm like, I'm trying.
Like, okay, I'll just be in the back, like la la.
I'll be the background dancer over here.
Which one?
The one that starts with which one?
Oh.
The one that's like
which one, huh?
Which
the Go Your Own Way.
Yeah. It's interesting because that has to be Gibbsy's point of view. Well, it doesn't have to be.
No, it's Liz.
But now that I'm thinking about
it's Liz. It's Liz asking Claire.
But how do you know
what he's playing?
But how do you know that?
Because she's like, oh fuck, to the Go Your Own Way.
But I could see that being Gibbsy clocking Huey again.
I feel like it's just really specific. And to me, like, everyone was like, this is good. I kind of don't know, because he used that as like an anger song. He used that as like a go your own way. Like, we done. Like, but it's now different to like the Silver Springs.
Well, actually, you're right. You're so right. That doesn't make any sense if it was Gibbsy. I get that. Nope, forget it.
And like, yeah, Gibbsy didn't hear the go your own way situation. Claire did, because obviously Claire was sleeping next to her and he came in with the bloody boombox.
And the next book doesn't go backwards. So, oh yeah, when I didn't respond, Claire sighed heavily down the line. I love you, and my door is always open. Okay, always. I just want you to know that. You need to know that you're so incredibly loved. And someone was like, "Who do you think she's talking to?" And I was like, "I'm pretty sure it's Gibbsy based on the song, but also now that you say that, she could be talking to Liz, like way down the line. You know what I mean? Like,
I could see it being both ways. I get both ways.
The only reason I still think it's Gibbsy is because of the song. It's like, you're my sweetheart, you know, like, you belong with me. Like, I belong with you, you belong with me, you know, whatever. So that makes
it kind of feels very Gibbsy to me.
Like, I'm also like, that's a good point. I didn't even consider Lizzie, and I probably should have. at least a little
And
bit.
honestly, it feels more Gibbsy to me just because we know they're gonna like suffer from some type of like separation. Like I feel like that gives more of that vibe. I don't know. I feel like Claire and Liz are gonna be fighting and not in a good place for a really long time. I almost feel like we're not gonna get this type of reaction from them.
Yeah. I just want to know what she's going to do with them, because I actually do need them to be friends personally.
I'm so nervous about
I
it.
need them to fix their shit. It really breaks my heart. It like destroys me to think about their friendship. And like we have like no snippets that have anything to do with that. Like we
Which
have
I
more
feel like is important.
Yeah, like why have we not had any sort of like real
I
snippets
think
about
it's gonna be really hard for Claire because like she was so firm after Winter Ball and like I'm standing by Gibbsy's side, like I have chosen, this is my choice. And then like when Lizzie's stuff does come out and she realizes like I'm wrong, I think that's gonna be really hard to like almost backtrack on what she said. Like how do you take back like the whole snippet like her playing victim and like saying all those awful things? Like how I would feel so shitty if that was me. So like I don't know how Claire is gonna handle that. I think it's gonna take a really, really long time for them to like get back to where they were, if they can get back to where they were. But I think in the end of the day, they will have to. I think at the end of the day, everyone will still have to be like some type of acquaintance or some type of friendship, because like we know Hugh and Liz are endgame. We know Gibbs and Claire are endgame. Like they're gonna be like sibling in-laws. You know what I mean? Like they're all gonna be around each other. They have to find some type of understanding between each other, or like family dynamics are just gonna be awful.
Imagine Christmas time.
Like they're all just glaring at each other at the table. Like I can't.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna take a lot of. I don't think it's gonna be something that's gonna be fixed overnight. I think it's gonna be like they're gonna have a lot of problems, and like I think they're gonna have to work on it, like if they want to be friends again. But I think Claire needs to kind of figure herself out
100%
for both her like romantic relationships and even her friendships, because I think and it's not her fault, but she was sheltered from so much things that I think she almost takes on Gibbsy's mask of her own sometimes. And I don't think she identifies even the traumas that she has suffered herself. I think she has been shielded from even her own traumas, because people like to say Claire has no trauma, and I disagree fully. She's been through the same thing with Gibbs falling in the water, witnessing a death. She saw Gibbs's limp body. Like she saw her dad like not come out of the attic. I think she's gonna have to start opening up and seeing those things for what they truly are. And I think she's going to have a time where she's like struggling a little bit. And I think it's going to make her angry, not necessarily sad. I think it's going to make her not be super sunshiny and more of like this little rain cloud, which is going to be a really interesting dynamic. I think I'm actually really, really interested to see how Claire evolves in the future books. Like she's a character I'm really interested to see, because I liked Claire's character a lot more before Taming 7, and I didn't like being in her POV in Taming 7, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I just didn't connect to it. So I'm really interested to see how
my own thought process.
Yeah, like I'm just excited to see how she becomes in like Healing 7 and future books, because I think I'll like her like again. Like it's not that I don't like her. I don't want to say I don't like her, but I think I will understand her more when she understands herself.
Yeah. And I think like in her and Gibbsy's next book, like that's going to be post Winter Ball. We know that Hugh is going to go back to Lizzie by January 2006, right? We have those like New Year's Eve playlists and stuff. Yeah. And like I think that when Hugh is going like, and we have that snippet of Hugh like going like packing his shit and like going to Liz's house. Like I think he's going to spend the majority of that semester, I guess, at Liz's house, not at their house. And I think when Hugh is no longer fully present in their house is when Claire is going to realize how much her dad's absence actually affects her and her like family in general. I think Hugh in a lot of ways stepped in to fill the role for her. Yeah. Like he's always been that stabilizing male presence in their house. Like he's been the responsible one. And when Hugh is no longer there, and like her and Gibbsy are on the outs and her and Lizzie are on the outs, she's going to be left with just herself, and she's going to have to figure out how to like
cope,
exist without all of these people who are so important to her identity and who she is and how she lives in her life. And I think that would be so incredible to read about. Like, I think that's a really important and relatable journey. And I'm excited.
Yeah, that's relatable. Yeah. I think like Claire and Katie have like relatable stories for people to connect to without, I mean, you know, the heavy, I want to say heavy because obviously there's levels of heavy trauma, but they like, I think that's why a lot of people connect with Katie, because it's a classic story of like, you're with someone but you don't really love them, but you're in love with someone else, but you know, or you know, something happens, and like that's pretty classic in school. And then obviously same with Claire, like you have this network around you and then it all kind of falls and you're like, so who am I, because my network is not here anymore. Like they're the biggest things that happen to everybody. So I think that's why Katie and Claire fans are excited for that, and I think everyone should be excited for that, because it's going to show us a bit of normalcy, I want to say, with the trends of like, you know, adapting to change and growing and evolving and learning and reflecting.
I guess other forms of like trauma, I guess you could say, because I feel like not all trauma has to be something super heavy, like you said, Crystal. Like sometimes like trauma is a little bit, I hate saying less severe, but it's not like, it's not an SA or it's not a domestic violence. Like sometimes like the trauma truly is just like these like normal things that go on, and people still really struggle with dealing with them. And I don't think we should take them any less seriously. Like I think that's why like Katie and Claire are super important, because they show that even, I'm not saying it properly, but like even the smaller things are still very big and heavy. Like, and they can really impact you. They can impact your mental health. They can be detrimental to your health, you know? So like those things are equally as important to handle and deal with, just as the big extreme stuff is too.
Yeah, it's like there's not always going to be like one thing that you can like very explicitly point to and be like, see that when that happened, like when Mark came into Lizzie's room, you know, like that is like you can clearly see the trauma, but it's like trauma can happen over the course of years at the same time, like build on itself over time into something that you may not even realize in the moment as it's happening. Like it's just something that, like CPTSD is like a more commonly used term now, but it's like small things over time can have a similar effect as something as traumatic as SA or, you know, domestic violence.
Literally. 100%. It could be as simple as like abandonment issues. It could be like, you know, we've got like obviously like Feely Katie parent dynamics, things like that. You know, it could be as simple as a divorce of your parents, like and then feeling abandoned, and then having to like you know, everyone's got their own trauma, and the idea of this like series is like you're not supposed to judge people by their trauma or compare people by their trauma, because everyone has different trauma, responds to trauma differently, and your trauma is not the same as the person next to you, like, but they all cope with it differently, and we are learning how to cope with it as we read their POV, because we are becoming them.
And like two people can experience the same trauma and have vastly different responses to it for myriad of reasons. Like Joey and Shannon didn't respond to their trauma the same way. Gibbsy and Lizzie, we clearly see, did not respond to it in the same way. Claire and Hugh also did not respond to their family dynamic in the same way either. It's just like everybody responds to everything differently.
Yeah. And I think Chloe likes that. I think she likes to show that, like that differentiation of like you can be literally in the same house and like have a completely different outlook on everything.
Yeah.
Was there any particular snippet, Elaine, for you that you were like, thank God we got this, or oh, why did we get this?
I would say the champagne problems one threw me for a loop for the longest time. Personally. But then once I like now that we have a working theory, I like that theory that it's up at the picnic table. Once I got there, I was like, okay, I actually really like this snippet. Never mind, that's cool. Hugh driving Liz home from the pool.
I know.
Yeah.
The fact that they do it like it seems like a semi-regular thing, but they just don't like acknowledge it. Like I love those moments when they're just like, we're gonna exist like in each other's orbits, but we're gonna be really cool about it. Like, no sex, nobody do anything crazy. We're not gonna blow this out of proportion. Let's just enjoy the moment for what it is. Like, just being close to the other person is enough. Like, oh, I eat that shit up. I eat it up.
Love it. Oh, it's like the tension. It's like 15 minutes of pure tension in that car, and I'm like, I feel it in my chest. Like, like who's gonna crack?
I just feel like it's gonna be like I was just watching Maxton Hall, and they're like in the car, and she's like putting the song on. It's like, I'm your lady and you are my man. It's like, kiss me. And it's like freaking like,
and they're just like this
in the car. Yeah, and then just
like
staring
straight.
The tension.
The funny thing is, I
imagine that.
But I've seen that scene on TikTok, and I was like, intrigued. I was like, oh, I love this.
This is literally it.
I like the one where Shannon was like yelling like that, don't take Gibbs away or whatever.
Go, Shan, go!
I love it.
Thinking about that one all this morning because I was like, what are people trying to do to Gibbsy?
That's what I was wondering.
I wonder if they're trying to move him to a different school.
Yeah, that could be it.
Like if like I don't know, Chloe has been hinting that like there may be some bullying that goes on.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, people saying things to Gibbsy about everything. Like, and him, if he's like really unraveling the way that she said he will, if he's like throwing shit at Johnny and he's like angry at everyone, like throwing his school bag all over the place, like it probably gets to him. You know, like for sure. Stuff. So I wonder if they're like, maybe we should move him to a different school.
I could see that. I feel like that's not like an uncommon thing.
Yeah.
That would make more sense.
It happened to Shannon every time. Yeah.
That would make more sense to me than like a hospital or, you know what I mean? Because that's all those other thoughts. But like a new school actually would make the most sense to me.
And it could be like the teacher and coach, like being like.
And it doesn't say like just parents. Like I feel like if it was like they were in front of like the parents, it would say parents. Like it says like grown-ups as in like multiple adults from like different varying backgrounds. So like
I wonder if he gets in like another fight or something.
I could see that.
Like maybe it's that snippet of them all in the office.
True.
I mean, it could be. That's just me.
But I just love how like Shannon is so protective of Gibbsy. Like I think that's so cool to see like Shannon now coming out defending someone else, like because she feels confident that she can do that. Like it just shows
she found her voice. Yes, Shannon.
I love it. I love it.
Little mouse found her voice.
She's a lioness in this. I love it.
A lioness.
I know. I love it. I think Shannon's going to play such an important role in upcoming books. Like, I truly think she is such a neutral stance in, like, this friend group. And, like, I feel like she's just, like, I don't know, like, at the end of Taming 7, she's, like, standing in the middle of, like, the fire. And she's just, like, looking around, like, what do I do now? Like, she's just, like, looking around. And I think because she plays such a big role for Gibbsy, but she also plays such a big role for Lizzie. And I think she's so perceptive, and I think she knows things about trauma, and I think she really knows right and wrong. And, like, she's just, like, this, like, I don't like to call her perfect, but she is, like, the, like, I guess, like, the most perfect character. Yeah. It's, like, she's the voice of reason for the whole group. Like, she's the one you could look at and be, like, this is like where our baseline is, and these are not the base. You know what I mean? So like, it's so interesting to see how she's gonna play for everybody. And like, I don't know, like we got all those older snippets like after a few weeks ago where like she like finds like that story, and like I think she just is gonna know so much and see so much and be such a support for so many people. And I'm so excited to see that version of Shannon.
I like that. I think Chloe said it on the podcast that like the Lynch story is closed. You know, like they have like it's kind of like they closed the door on the Lynch story. But I think that that's really important for the next books because Shannon and Joey survived their trauma, right? Like they have survived it. They're not in that house anymore. There's no chance of Teddy or Marie coming back, obviously. Like, you know, like there's no reason for that door to reopen unless like Joey relapses maybe, which hopefully he never does. But, like, I think that's important because the Lynch siblings are going to be there for Gibbsy and Lizzie because they've lived through shit, you know? They've done their healing. I mean, they're not obviously done yet, but, like, you know, they have kind of survived and they can kind of give them advice from the other side of things. Because like kids are going to be so deep into it. And when you're in it, like, it's hard to see the way out. Like Shannon and Joey, when they were in that house, they had a really hard time seeing the way out. They were just kind of like lost in it. But when they're out of it, they can help Lizzie and Gibbsy and be like, it's there. Like, you know, like you'll get through this, and there'll be a good like source of calm and peace and reassurance for them.
Yeah.
Because they can be like, well, if Joey and Shannon can do it, you know, like it's like a guide. That's the way
it's also interesting too, because Gibbsy's like number one, I guess you could say, is Johnny, and then from what we have, like Lizzie's is going to be Shannon, but Shannon and Johnny live in the same house, so it's also like, is this a way to get Gibbs and Lizzie in each other's presence at times too, like to hopefully have the story evolve to get their healing and justice together too? Because it's interesting that the person they both lean to is literally, they're all connected.
Yeah,
literally.
Joey owes Lizzie and Gibbsy for the life that he has now. Not like owes in like a debt. But like the reason, like he knows, and Joey has acknowledged it in his own head, that like he owes both of them different aspects of his life. Because like obviously Lizzie saved Joey on the bridge, but then Gibbsy also like paid off Joey's drug debts. Like without both of those things, he wouldn't be where he is today. Because like if he still owed Shane Holland money, Shane Holland would have every reason to keep knocking on his door, because he said like, if you don't pay me back, you're going to be dealing for me. You know what I mean? So like he owes his freedom from that world. I mean, also because of what Paul did, obviously at the end of it.
Yeah, of course.
But like before that, you know what I mean? Like Gibbsy and Lizzie both have had a role to play in getting Joey out of the situation he was in. So it'll be interesting to see him repay that back to them in the next book, both of them.
Yeah, I agree.
Just Daddy Lynch, the voice of reason, you know? I think everyone just needs to listen to Joey. Like, God.
Just listen to what Joey says.
And he's like, these fucking idiots. Like, that's one of my favorite snippets.
But ultimately, I think like all the snippets like that we got, I feel like they were good snippets. Like I think it created a lot of conversation, but I think we also got a lot of information. Like most snippets we don't get too much information, but I feel like we got a good like insight on certain dynamics that we didn't have previously.
I feel like it was like another part of the puzzle was kind of unveiled a little bit more than we have gotten.
I agree.
Which I really enjoyed having.
Yeah. I think like at the end of the day, like the snippets aren't there to like, I mean, I don't really think they spoil anything, to be honest, because a lot of them like are what you expect. Like nothing is new from what you know from dynamics. But if you've like maybe created your own ideas and theories or opinions of things based off what's canon, again, you're basing it off other people's perspectives. So like I think that's when there's confusion, because you're finally reading a snippet in the actual person's POV, but it's only 2 lines, and then you've created like an idea of what could be happening based on other people's perspectives. Like try not to disappoint yourself. Like I think there's a lot of, I don't know, like discussion around like Hugh like loving Katie and loving Liz. Like it's very much very different. It's not the same. It's platonic, as we discussed, but like there's like, if you're setting yourself up to think that that's what's happening, like you're like try not to set yourself up for that, because you know when you're going to read it, it's going to make sense. Like everything is going to make sense when you're in that person's head.
I agree.
I feel like I can't talk about a snippet in isolation. Like all of the snippets, if I talk about something I am assuming about the story from the snippets, I always have to have more than one. Like there has to be more than one thing, and I'm just taking in like an inference or like a generalization from a series of snippets rather than like just like this one chunk that she posted yesterday, and then making this assumption about like, oh, Katie or Huey's abandoning Lizzie, like Lizzie's completely on her own and all of this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but like if you look on the general trend, right, it's Huey comes to Liz whenever she needs him. Is what I from the rest of the snippets. Like I don't think Lizzie has ever fully out of sight, out of mind for Huey, and I don't think she's ever.
I agree.
I mean, obviously she'll have moments where she feels alone. I mean, that's going to be a big part of the.
That's a given, though.
But like, I don't think Hugh is ever actually abandoning Lizzie. And
no.
Yeah.
I don't think so either.
Like, everyone's got to remember that Hugh wanted to stay friends. Like, if Liz had asked Hugh to take her back at that table, guess what? He would have taken her back. Okay? Like, he would have for sure. We wouldn't have had this freaking crying scene.
Right?
Like, you know? And Katie would have understood that. Like, I think she would have understood that as well. But, like, because she said she decided to release him and she literally forced herself to walk away, he wanted to be friends. He's like, we could still be friends. And she's like, no, I can't be friends with the person you're in love with. Like, oh my God, kill me every time I say that. But like and she's literally like, I'm going to steer clear. I'm going to be away from the group. Like, she is trying to be the bigger person. Sorry, Elaine. like he wants that. So I don't think he's going to ever stop wanting that. I think it's purely in 2004, he's going to want to be her friend. He's still going to try and like, it's like those phases where it's like, it lasts like a day and then he's like, so like he's seeing her in the lunch line and he's like, I know, should I go up to her? He can't look like my favorite one's 40 seconds. I can't stop looking at her after 40 seconds. Like, that was my favorite. But like, that's not going to stop from the beginning. Like, we're gonna pick up at the freaking lunch table where he's crying. Katie comes over and he's like, he's literally like, I can't do this. Like, I can't do this.
From page 1 of the next book to the very end, he's always gonna be yearning.
Yearning.
One snippet that really did break my heart, though, that I don't think a lot of people have talked about, honestly, is the one where she says, I swear I've been taking my meds. I pushed out, tongue tracing over my cracked lips. I've been keeping my word, Hugh. I know you have. With a heavy sigh, he sat on the edge of the bed and reached for my hand. Liz, it's okay. You don't need to be afraid. I'm not going anywhere, okay? And then she thinks he wasn't.
I know.
I think that'll be Liz, though. It's kind of like, you know, when someone leaves you and everyone's left you, you're just going to think everyone's going to leave you.
Yeah.
All the time. Regardless of how many times he can say no matter what. No, regardless of how many times he says, he sit down, he said, I'm here. The amount of times he has to say that, like, she will still feel, because everyone has left her and failed her, that he will, and he did at some point leave her. So she's still going to feel like that. And I think that's not even going to resolve in high school. Like, that's going to be like an ongoing thing until she's older.
I agree. Because she's scared. I mean, no one's really given her like reason to believe they will stay.
Not even you at this point.
Not even you.
Yeah. So, and I think that's where when it comes down to like Hugh like groveling and like yearning and trying to coax her back, that's what it comes down to. Like, he did leave her in the time of need, and yes, he doesn't understand the reason why. And when he does, that's why he's so affected by it. He's affected by it because he did leave her and he didn't listen, and he's drowning in his regret and his remorse and every action he's made since then. And that's how you're going to feel. Like, so like he will have to in some way grovel and like basically explain himself. Like, to be the opposite. We've already had Liz groveling on his doorstep. We're going to flip the script and we're going to have Hugh groveling when he actually understands like the reasons behind things, obviously the truth about Pierce and his actions prior to that. I mean, the boy had a bloody mattress. Like, come on. He ripped his mattress up. And, like...
I think there are going to be points where Hugh is going to want to go back to Lizzie, and he'll like tell her that, and Lizzie will be like, no, Hugh. Like, I know better.
Yep.
I think Lizzie is also going to be part of the reason that they don't get back together earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's always going to be the case, but I think there's a push and pull on both sides at different points where like Lizzie
100%.
tries to push him away on purpose, whether it's because she's looking out for him and trying to protect her from himself, like she always feels like she needs to do. And or because she's angry that Hugh can't seem to make up his goddamn mind either. You know what I mean? Like I think there was one playlist where Chloe like said like it was like an angry like angry love that will never die. Like they just like the angry part of that. I'm just like, that can't be one-sided.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's at least 3 snippets where Hugh's like, don't leave, please stay. Like, Hugh's the one asking her not to go, and she's like, I'm not good for you, I gotta leave. Like, I think to her core, she still thinks she's bad. She still thinks she's tainted. Like, and until we get the Mark stuff out and someone can really explain that to her, she's never going to understand that, because she forever thinks she's like dirty and ashamed and bad. Yeah. But there's like, multiple scenes where like she's like, just go back to your life, Hugh, like you don't need me. Like he is trying to fight for her, and we need that. We need him to claim her.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Like, just call it Yearning 10.
Yearning 10.
Got a new, you don't have a name? I got one. Yearning 10.
Yearning 10.
And this morning, I was thinking about how Claire and Huey kind of do the same thing. I mean, I always think about them all the time, but like Claire and Huey kind of do the same thing to Gibbsy and Lizzie. And I don't see people talk about it a lot, but they like to kind of brush over the broken parts of them. Like they don't really like to admit that they're broken, if that makes sense. Like you see it in Releasing 10 all the time, where Lizzie is saying like, I'm bad, Huey, like I'm bipolar, like all these things. And he's right to say like, that doesn't make you a bad person. He's right to say that. Yeah. But she also says other things that like, I'm like, I think she says like, I'm dirty, or like she says I'm dirty a few times.
I'm dirty.
Yeah. She thinks she's talking about just like her bad dreams, like that they're like inappropriate or like dirty or something like that.
Yeah.
But he's just like, no, that's nothing. It's fine.
That's fine.
Like,
that's normal.
He just kind of brushes over it, and then like, he like, and there are multiple points where he sees that she's getting upset over something, and like maybe he's right to do this, but he's like, okay, I'll just stop pushing because I don't want to like hurt her.
Yeah.
But I think it keeps him from figuring out these darker things about her, because
I think they're scared. But, like I think even with I agree with you. I think Hugh and Claire both do it, and I think they're scared to like Hugh is asking something to Gibbs after he passes. And Claire's like, don't say that. Like, why? Look at him. He's so upset. Like, why would you bring that up? You know what I'm saying? That part. And I think it's
He's and I have no idea why she would say that, Gibbsy. Have you figured anything else out? Like, whatever.
Exactly. Yes, that part. And like, I think that's a good example of what you're trying to say, because like Claire's like trying to stop it. He's like, don't say anything. Like we don't talk about that. We don't bring up something that could be more triggering, because we don't want them to be hurting, which is right. I get that. I totally understand that. But like, it does prevent them from asking the right questions, because they're trying to like contain their happiness little bubble,
like
and not
shielding it.
Yeah, they're shielding them from their own trauma. So like, instead of having a full conversation and getting to the bottom of it, we kind of mask it, and then we don't get to the solution.
Yeah. And I think that's honestly mostly just a product of age. Like, kids don't want to think about heavy things. They would rather they think it's easier to just steer back into like, no, you're okay, you're happy, everybody's fine now, we're all fine, everything's fine.
So I was gonna say, we also don't really see how their parents handled the situation of like the dad's depression. Like we don't see how Sinead like responds to it. Like she talks about it very briefly, but like we don't see like the full dynamic. So maybe it's a learned behavior too, since both of the siblings are doing it.
Yeah. And I think it shows the contrast between like, I think it's always interesting to think about the house that Lizzie grew up in versus the other two, because like obviously Gibbsy's house has a ridiculous amount of things going on there too, but like in Lizzie's house, anytime anybody in her family, like Hiva, her dad, her mom, any of them had an issue with anybody else, they just fucking yelled about it. Like they just fought with each other and just threw it out there. They say horrible things to each other. And I'm not necessarily, I would never say that their family dynamic was healthy at all.
No.
But they all are brutally honest with each other. And they're like, you're being crazy right now, and that's unfair, obviously. But they're like, well, but like, because like you see Kiva like freaking out all the time, being like, Mom, it's not fair that I have to keep changing schools. Like, it's not fair that like I have to like take, like, you know, like she's very honest when she's frustrated with things. And Claire and Huey grew up in a house where you don't do that. You know, where like they weren't supposed to give their opinion on Sive and Keith. They weren't supposed to like even say it to each other. Like they were like, we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
I think for like with you and like the whole Mark thing, I think like as we get to the end of 2005, he's obviously starting to clock things. And I think for him, that's a battle because it's like, first of all, like if I say something, will that make it real and true? And then obviously the letter comes out and that's his like, oh fuck moment, because he's been thinking about it for a little bit. He is a smart guy, okay? He's not like as if you wouldn't be thinking about the things you're seeing, the response you're seeing, like to certain people. And like that's obviously influenced whether he does say stuff, because he hasn't said anything about Liz's bipolar. Like he's kept that to himself. Like he knows everything about it, but he's kept it to himself, and that just kind of shows like who he is. And this has influenced like with Mark again. He's not going to tell everyone about it. Like I think like the way Claire handled it, obviously with Gibbs, is very different. But it just kind of shows that there'll be a point, like he is more mature, where he's going to be like, okay, I this is very sensitive and like right time, right place. And also like if I say it, holy shit, that's actually what's been happening. Like
that's real.
Makes it real. Yeah. I think a lot of people are like, how it like, obviously like we got with Q's 18th when we know that, you know, she's fallen, she's screamed. We've now got the get him off me. He's like, she's ripping off her. Like, it's like, how are you not clocking this? But like at the same time, it's like he probably is starting to clock it. He has been this whole time. It's just you get to a point where you kind of like, fuck, if I'm actually clocking this now, like, like, he has an inkling, and I think everyone has an inkling. Like Gibbsy has an inkling about Liz. Liz has an inkling about like everyone has an inkling, but no one's going to say it. Like at the end of the day, like, and Hugh's very evidence based, so he's going to want the evidence before we even get down the point. And I think the Gibbs letter is what's the actual thing that was like, fuck, like oh no.
She said evidence-based, but like in healthcare, like you are like it's evidence-based practice. So it's just like a funny like healthcare joke to me. And he wants to be a doctor.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. He is. He wants to be evidence-based. He goes to the fucking library.
So true.
The boy's probably on his like computer class, like looking up Google. I don't know. He's evolved from the library books. He can go to the computer now.
Like, I always think about that snippet. Oh, this is a snippet that haunts my nightmares. Is the one after the coffee shop scene when he goes to see Lizzie and like the monster is coming for me, and he's like, "I'll get him this time."
Yeah.
I'm always like, he does.
You know,
it's very interesting,
and he's saying it so, like he's like, you know how when they say like with people who are having, you know, some sort of, you know, delusion or nightmare, like playing into it, he's literally like committed to it. He's like, yep, don't worry, I will get them. Compared to like someone saying, you know, or brushing it off as he had previously, he's full on like, don't worry, Liz, I'll get, like, do you know, like it's a very different way to handle it.
Just find it interesting. He says him, and then he says, I'll get him this time. I'll get them all.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Yeah, you fucking get them all.
I'm cheering you on from right here.
Like Pokemon.
Yeah. It's just I'm like, every time I think about it, like on the daily, I'm like I really want the truth to come out, but I'm also really scared to read his point of view because it's not going to be good.
I'm so scared.
Like, it's going to be the worst thing I've ever read. I can already feel it.
You guys think
it's going to be awful?
That Hugh figures out the truth, that Lizzie will also know the full truth about like that the monster was real? Like, do you think who do you think will realize the monster's real first, Lizzie or Hughie?
I think Lizzie. She's already unraveling. Like,
I think Lizzie.
I think once she sees the Polaroid, whenever that happens, I think is when she's gonna be like, oh.
I think she's gonna have a lot of stable moments, which is gonna make her flashbacks and memories be memories, not necessarily, because I think she puts a lot of her own trauma on Kiva. Like, she's like, oh, he did this to Kiva. And like she doesn't take responsibility that it was actually herself as the victim. So I think when we get those like stable clarity moments with her, which I think is going to be a decent amount, I think that's when she's going to kind of clock it, like another aha moment, kind of like when we get that in R10 where like Kiva calls him a monster and like she's like, Mark's my monster. Like I think we'll probably get moments of that where she's piecing it back together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also do think that Mark did rape Kiva. I think she did see that happen in the house during those 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. So I wonder, because like she does say, like, because I think for a little bit there will be a time where she is just projecting like onto her. Yeah. But I think that eventually she's gonna realize like that may be true, and also it was true for me too.
Yeah, like both are true. But like I think she puts a lot of most of it on Kiva. Like he did this to my sister. He did this to my sister. But like she never says like he also did that to me. Yes. You know what I mean? Like like she doesn't identify herself as the victim because she doesn't think she is one. She doesn't know she is one. Right. So like I think I think both are true. Like I do think he was awful to Kiva too. Like if he did it to Lizzie, and I'm sure he's a toxic all around person. I mean, he literally killed Kiva. So like I'm sure he did that stuff to her too. But
like I think even like being a friend in the group and you're like hearing, like you've heard for the past year Liz is saying this and saying that it was Kiva who was raped, and then you're at Winterball, all of them, like even like Feely would be there like, wait, what? Because you'd sit there going, wait, so it's actually Gibbsy, and then you'd be thinking, but so Liz is saying that, like would you not else be thinking, but Liz was also around that house, like Liz was also like a lot of people like in the group would be like, we're obviously not going to get Feely and Katie's point of view or if you're Joey, but imagine like being there being like, oh, but she's been saying that for like a year. Like, would you not think, particularly the ones that have been around since they were kids, like that Liz was also in that house, and you know, if it was happening to Gibbs, could it not be happening to someone else? From like October onwards, like Liz isn't really doing well. Like she has moments, still has moments of like clarity and whatnot. And then obviously November to leading up into Winterball, mainly that December period, she's just not well. And then that like Gibbsy's letter tips her over the edge, and Gibbsy's letter also tips you over the edge.
That we don't get anything between like Halloween and like that week before, or like that.
Yep. Literally the whole of November. It's like 6 weeks.
7 weeks or something crazy. She's like, they were like happiest of my life. And I'm like, good for you.
Good for you. What else was everyone dealing with?
Literally.
Good for you. Does that mean Pierce was beat up? Yep. Okay, great. Just checking.
Yeah. I just find it interesting that whole period of time is like, it's a black box. Like we don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Anything could happen. And I think that'll be like those. So there's gaps in summer and there's gaps in November up into December. Yeah. Which are going to be very big in the next book, because when there's gaps, things are obviously happening that nobody else knows about. Hence why Hugh's in a mood over summer. Like, then we get back to Tom and things change. Like, then obviously we have Hugh's birthday. After Hugh's birthday, everything changes again. Like, there's a reason there's these gaps. Yeah. Like, it's so genius, though, because I'm like, when you're writing this, like, do you just, like, think I've got to put a gap here because I'm eventually going to put this little thing and I need 7 weeks to do it? Like, you know, like, it's genius. She's just so smart. So, so there are thoughts, theories, and honestly just chatting about snippets, because, like, for us, we love to chat in group chats, but we were like, let's bring it out the chat and have a chat for the pod, because a lot of people like to just, I guess, I don't know, listen to us for some reason. I honestly don't understand. But thanks for listening or watching. If you are here, please subscribe, follow. If you're not following Elaine or Diana, we will link them down below. Please do. They have some funny and great takes on multiple situations. And we'll probably do this regularly, depending on, I guess, how Snippet drops in our time zones, because it doesn't always match up. But thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys soon. Okay, bye.
Bye.